on this episode of Dreams Unwrapped.
Hey there, Faith here. Thank you for joining in. In this episode, we're going to give you a little more understanding about symbolism and color in your dreams. Coming up, Sebastian is going to share how to compare and contrast symbols, which is going to be really helpful for you. And Tina is going to do a fun color lesson for you guys. And then I'm going to come in and end it with sharing about my top tips about how to find the meaning of symbols in your dreams. You don't want to miss this episode. Thank you for joining.
When deep sleep falls on you, there's a world of dreams waiting to be unwrapped. It's a puzzle waiting to be solved, a dream unfolding, a parable of the night.
Join us on a journey to unwrap the mysterious messages found in divinely inspired dreams. This is Dreams Unwrapped.
When we interpret dreams, we got to be not literal and be metaphoric and think in symbols. So when you see something in dreams, don't be literal. For instance, let me give you an example. Let's practice this stuff, right? So let's say you see a fox in your dream, right? When you see a fox, you try to break it down and say, what could a fox be? So a fox is a trickster. It's sly. It's a sly fox. It's a nuisance to farmers because it can eat livestock, or it can eat crops and stuff like that. It's a nuisance. But what it's not like it's a bear where like foxes don't maul people. Like you never hear of foxes killing people, but fox is a nuisance. So it's something that could be clever, something that's tricky, something that can be annoying, but not deadly. So you would find something like that in your life. Another example, I interpreted a dream at a Burning Man event where this person was telling me that he was riding a bicycle up a hill, but he kept sliding back because he would get tired and keep sliding back. As soon as he gets tired, the bike would keep sliding back. This is when he's going uphill. And then you realize, okay, why not this and why this? So for instance, if you're riding a bicycle, it's human powered. You have to pedal. The harder you pedal, the faster you go. And if you're pedaling uphill, it's very difficult. Had he had, let's say, a car or even a motorcycle, he could just be cruising. But in his dream, he was on a bicycle. How much can a bicycle carry? It's not designed to carry a lot of people. I think you can maybe at best carry one more person, and maybe if you have a backpack, carry some groceries or something small. But it's not meant for carrying anything big. It's not for carrying people. And again, it's human powered. How far can you go on a bicycle? So you try to find the object or the element, and then the metaphors of that into your dream. So in the last dream we had with Jenny, she was in an alcove, right? So what's an alcove? Alcove is a room that's carved into another room. So it's kind of like a room that's kind of hidden away from an inner room. So I feel like that's like more intimate, more cozy. So again, how does that apply in her dream? So you have to look how it is in the natural and then apply it to your dream. And try to find the symbols and not be literal. Doesn't mean if you see a fox doesn't mean you should be wary of foxes, or if you get a bicycle, I should go buy a bicycle because I had a dream about bicycle. No, do not be literal, be metaphoric and be symbolic. Okay, and we practice this by getting the element and seeing how they are, and then try to break down the elements or what they do and try to apply those into your dream.
Hi, I'm Tina Winters, and today we're going to talk about color. Does color matter in your dream? It depends. Most likely, yes. Let's say your dream is full of sunshine and it's bright and shining. I would say then you would have to consider that dream is going to be a positive dream. Well, let's say you have a dream in black and white or in a muted grayscale. If your dream has grays and darks and no color, it is likely that God is giving you a warning dream. So pay attention to those dreams. Now let's say you have a dream where you've got certain colors popping out at you. And you think to yourself, well, what could that mean? Why is that color standing out? Or it's an odd color, a pink cat or a purple dog, you would sort of think about what makes sense? What is your dream language? You're going to keep a journal and you're going to start writing down what certain symbols, numbers, and colors mean to you. And it could differ. Pink could mean to you something totally different than, say, pink to someone from Japan or Mexico. So always know that God's going to speak to you in your own language. He's not trying to make it difficult for you, but he does want you to search it out and to take time figuring out and studying what he is trying to say to you. So let's check out pink. Say you've got some pink going on. We're just going to talk in generalizations. Let's see if I can stay in the lines here. In general, what could pink mean? Could mean innocent, childlike, feminine. On the negative side, it could mean a lack of passion because it's sort of a watered down red. Let's go to purple. Purple. What could purple mean? Royalty. Ow, black and blue eye. Go for another color. Oh, well, green. Green. Green could be growth. Grass is growing. Green with envy. Ooh. Let's check out another color. How about yellow? Yellow. It could be sunshine, joy, gift of God. It's celebration, happiness, optimism. Or it could be timidity, weakness, yellow belly, being scared. Let's go with another color. About blue. There, blue. Blue could be revelation, heaven, blue skies. Could be something spiritual. Also could be blue, like I feel blue today. I'm a little depressed. Blue. Oh, here's a great color. Red. Red. Well, red could be love, red roses, passion, or it could be red with anger. Could be blood, hatred, bloodshed. Let's do one more color. I think you're getting the idea on just the way of thinking about colors. Do the last one. Like a black bee. I would say you could think of evil. Black is usually a negative space. Evil. Or it could be, hey, have to do with timing, the midnight hour. There you go. that's your lesson in color.
Weren't those great teachings by Sebastian and Tina? I want to finish up by telling you some of my top tips for how to find symbols in your dreams. And the reason why I want to do this is there's so many dream dictionaries out there, and some people tend to rely on those dream dictionaries for finding out how to figure out a symbol in their dream. But you don't need a dream dictionary, and I'm going to tell you how to do that. So first, dreams contain something we call symbols or metaphors, which means they could be people or animals, events, objects. They could also be spiritual beings in your dreams, and they might be shown in a different form because it's a metaphor. Nothing is literal in your dream. So we don't want to take every single symbol that we see literally because they might have a different meaning. For instance, I had a dream that I was having lunch with the royal family, and chances are I'm not literally ever going to have lunch with the royal family, even though that would be a ton of fun. But it made me think about what God was trying to say and regarding that dream and who those people represented. They were royalty, which means there could be some people in my life that I think of as royalty. It also could have been talking about my position in the royal family of God and as a child of God through my salvation in Jesus. So what I want you to do when you have a symbol in a dream, or if you're hearing a dream from someone else, my first step is that you want to think about any significant meaning that symbol has for you. Is this something that you absolutely can't stand, or is there something that you are passionate about? For instance, dogs and dreams. If you are an animal lover, we talked about Brittany in the first episode, and she is an animal lover. And so animals to her in dreams are something really warm and comforting. And it was odd to see an animal that was not, that had a different disposition in her dream. So you want to look at that symbol and see if there's any personal connection to it. And then also compare that to how that symbol is acting or how that person is acting in your dream. If it's a friend that's actually not acting as a friend, then it might be someone that is talking behind your back or something. People that love dogs, we often say that dogs are loyal, but a dog in a dream to a person that is scared of dogs isn't going to mean loyalty to them. So you always want to ask the dreamer or think about what those things personally mean to you, or if they have any personal significance. And sometimes your kids could represent their names. For instance, my son and daughter often appear in my dreams as the meaning of their names and not them literally. Eliana, my daughter, means God has answered me. So sometimes when she shows up in my dream, God's talking about hearing his voice and how I'm listening to him. And then Joshua means God is my salvation. So sometimes when I see him in my dream, I think about maybe there's something to do with my salvation or my relationship with God. And it's not always, you have to go to the Holy Spirit and ask him for specifics about who that person or what that symbol represents in your dream. So using a dream dictionary can be helpful sometimes, but just the Holy Spirit is the number one. When you learn how to listen to the Holy Spirit, that is where you find God's mysteries. So the second step that I want to teach you is think about whether you can find that symbol in the Bible. There are so many great research tools and commentaries in the Bible that will talk about symbolism. So if you see the light, or if you see a huge light in your dreams, Jesus is the light of the world. The Bible talks about Jesus being the light. So that could be a reference to Jesus in your dream. So look for those symbols in the Bible and see if there's any scriptures that God's trying to point out to you. The third thing is, what are the characteristics of that symbol in your dream, and do they have anything different than what's normal for them? So do research online. Sebastian was talking about foxes, and he knows that because that's what the natural characteristics of foxes are. But also, the reason why foxes are considered sly is because in doing research, there are some ancient myths and beliefs tied to goddess and gods that portray a certain god as being a sly god and a trickster. And that is a clue to, if you ever have a fox like that in your dream that's being a trickster, it could be a spiritual being or a demonic. So God might be trying to point out that that this being is demonic, but it's not all the time. So you also need to look at that symbol in its context. What is it doing? What is the person doing? Are they acting like themselves? Are they doing something abnormal? Are they wearing a different color? Or is, foxes are not purple, but if the fox was purple, then what would that be saying? Could it be a false representation of authority? So you always want to take those things into consideration. When I get texts about, asking me what a symbol in a dream means, I always ask what the context is that they're in. Are they acting normal? Are they positive in the dream? Are they negative in the dream? So I can't always give a straight answer for someone without knowing the details. And that's important for you when you guys are interpreting your own dreams, that you really compare and contrast. I like to play the why this and why not that game in my dreams. And sometimes I'll go, as I'm interpreting a dream, and ask the Holy Spirit, why did you show this situation in my dream? And what would it mean if it played out differently in my dreams? And I often do that when people ask me for interpretations. And when someone might think that their dream means a certain thing, I'll explain to them, if that is what it meant, it would probably play out this way in your dream. So it's a really good way of distinguishing, how the dream would have played out differently if the meaning was different. So I hope that helps you. If you have any questions at all, please email us at unwrappingyourdreams@gmail.com. If you also have any dreams that you'd like to share and be part of the show, email us and we will read your dream. Thank you so much, and hope to see you next time.